Chris, this season is all about unexpected surprises, and you got a really nice one. Tell us about your initial reaction.
Well, initial reaction was trying to rationalize, trying to understand if it was actually me or if it was potentially another Chris with the same name in my community. Was obviously over the moon, but a little bit cautious as well at the same time.
And so it turned out to be you. You're the guy that won it. Have you at least figured out how you're going to spend the money?
We've figured out how we're going to spend some of it. Definitely the little girl's education is one of our top priorities, and we definitely want to give back to a lot of the charities, or some of the charities that were a huge help during the evacuation. So we've mapped out a little bit of it, but we're definitely going to take our time with the rest. We want to inject some cash into some people's hands that could really use it real quick before Christmas, and the rest of it we're just going to sit back and take our time.
Having a few problems here with the phone connection, but let's keep going, because we're getting to the interesting part now, and that is what happened to your family home during the Fort Mac fire.
Okay. So I was at work, kind of a typical day, except we could see the flames or the ashes off in the distance, or the smoke and the ashes off in the distance. Monitoring the fire for the last couple of days, and the day of May the 3rd, made a call at some point to my boss and said, this is crazy, we got to get out of here. I got a little kid in school that's not too far from where I believe the fire is. I'm leaving. Quick phone call. My boss absolutely agreed with me, and I made it to the school, grabbed the little girl as quick as I could, Jessica, drove home, had just enough time to get my dog out of the house and a couple personal belongings before the fire had already started spotting them on into the residential neighborhood. So whirlwind of a day, if to say nothing else.
How did you discover that you'd lost the house?
We, both my fiance and myself, we knew leaving. Just the size of the fire, how quick it had come upon us, and the amount of presence in the area, we knew long before we left. It was a tough feeling to know driving away that it was likely going to be the last time you ever seen it.
When they allowed people back in, did you come back and take a look at where your house was?
Yeah, I came back as soon as I could. I came back with a couple friends that were checking on their properties now. One of the friends, thankfully, his was fine. Another one had lost his, so we kind of went through it together. Came back as soon as I could. My little girl and my fiance Chrissy both stayed home, or stayed at the ranch we were staying at, and just a couple friends drove up together to come see it.
What's life like for you now? Not so much the lottery win, but what have the last few months been like?
Well, it's been tough. It's been tough for myself. It's been tough for my neighbors, fellow community members. I'm lucky in the fact that I got through my policy pretty quick, and I pushed hard enough and fought hard enough to get into a position where I'm now building. But many family and friends, especially those in the waterways area, they don't have any idea what tomorrow's going to bring. Very few have even started in that area.
And I guess finally, when do you think you're going to be back inside a new house?
I'm going to say sometime around June, July of 2017.
That's more than a year. That's more than a year since the wildfire.
And I'm much further ahead than the majority of my fellow community members.
Well, a small piece of good news for you in what has been a very rough year. And as you point out, obviously you're not alone. Other people, as you say, it's been even tougher for them. But hope you get to enjoy Christmas and the holiday season. And thank you very much for speaking with us.
My pleasure. Thank you.